Hello, today is December 10th, 2016. My last call said that Thursday's formation was negative and that unless we gapped up and promptly took out this high, lower prices should print, and we hit a target of 2240.44. Well, we gapped up smartly and took out the high, so that was off the table. It isn't a prediction it won't print, it just means the prediction it will print is less likely. The preferred time frame for this number runs out early Monday. I frankly don't think it'll print within that time frame. Usually when you rally all day long like this before a long weekend, the rally continues Monday. I expect us to continue higher when we open on Monday. And if we gap down instead, that's probably the end of the move, but that's not what I'm calling for. Monday's pattern should be pretty much a copy of Thursday's, where we start out low with a low in the first hour or so of trading and rally throughout the day. Let's take a look at some other stuff. This actually is a good example of how the MEJT system should be used. It doesn't actually give entries and exits, it gives support and resistance levels. Let's look at a few things. Early on it said ultimately higher prices would print, and when they did, it said it would return to this line, which it did, and that gave a reasonable entry for someone who wanted to go long. Here it said ultimately higher prices would print. It said the move was false and that after this time prices would tend to return to this line and that support would be found at that price. So it doesn't actually give an entry or exit. It doesn't really say that this support's going to hold. But if you're positive on the market, it gives you a reasonable time and a reasonable price to enter a position. And if you were short, it gives you a reasonable time and a reasonable price at which to exit. Well, it's obvious we've had quite a good rally here. We're kind of extended. Let's look at how extended we are and what the DeMark indicators have to say. Here's the old VIX, VXO. We're hugging the lower Bollinger Band. A reversal from this price gives a sell, but there's no reversal yet. We have multiple DeMark signals in alignment here. Here's your bar 13 of the combo sell. If you get within 3 bars and start to make a 9, that's legit. So if we have a few bars more, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we have 3 more, we'll get a 9, 13, 9 combo sell. That would also trigger bar 13 of a sequential sell on the 65-minute chart. Here's bar 13 of a combo sell on the 78-minute chart in alignment. Here's a 913, 9 sell on the half-a-day chart, all in alignment. Here's the weekly chart. We now have bar 13 with no fudging. That's a sell. Here we have a daily chart. We have number 12 of a combo sell, number 11 of a sequential. Don't forget, on the sequential, this can be the bar of the high. It doesn't have to hit bar 13. Anything over this price on Monday, we'll put this in the last bar, number 13, and it can finish early. We also have a bar here completely over the upper Bollinger. That doesn't happen very often. It's a sign of a very extended market. If you look back over years, you'll see how infrequent it is to have one completely over, completely under the band. This was the last time we had one completely under, and you saw what happened from that. So based on this and some other stuff from other people, I still think Monday or Tuesday is a reasonable time for a high. Of course, if this fails, it fails in grand style, and I'll tell you the DeMark stuff has failed a number of times on the rally. Here's one technique I use sometimes. These lines here are TDST lines on the monthly chart. You'll see how infrequent they are. You then draw a Fibonacci grid. You take the 38.2%, although that doesn't have to be the percentage you use. It works pretty often. And you go from the lowest one of the bars to the next one. And you're pretty close to that high and that low. And then you go up. That's from this bar. Then you go to this bar. And you're really pretty close to this high and this low over here. And finally you go to this one here. And it works out to be about 2274.5. Doesn't have to be exact. We had a target we mentioned previously, middle 2280s, 2290s, somewhere in that area, Monday or Tuesday. That's a possible high. So we'll just have to see how this all works out. For right now, I look for higher prices Monday, a pattern which usually starts low and rallies into the close, but sometime Monday or Tuesday at prices a bit higher than we are now, we're going to encounter a lot of DeMark sell signals, a lot of Bollinger Band resistance, a lot of volatility index overbought positions. It's a logical place to look for a top, and if it happens, it could be pretty big, and if it fails, which can happen, it should be a huge move on the upside. But let's see if that works, and that's today's call.